Um, when I first got there, like literally, when I first got back to Georgia, me and my husband had made a plan that we was gonna take my daughter this time to go around and see if she could tell the people from her mouth in Georgia that she wanted to go home. I'll tell y'all about that later on. Anyways, but first we wanted to get a place, have her a place to stay in Georgia. We felt that the business would do better in Georgia because the last time we had been there, we had seen a lot of things that we could, use for inventory. Um, Not to mention, there was a lot of, self employment opportunities with the DoorDash. And, we just thought this would be better for our business because we don't have to be on a strict schedule. If my husband finds a 9 to 5, he can, do DoorDash. He could do Lyft if he want to clean out the car before he did that, but he mainly wanted to do DoorDash. So, it was looking promising. Anyway, so we start, DoorDashing and stuff, and I'm pregnant. Um, so it was kind of hard to do DoorDash, as soon as we get up and stuff like that because, I have to get the kids out the door. And on top of that, a lot of times we had to come back to the house because I don't want to get into it, but let's just say we didn't have adequate babysitting, so we had to do a lot of things by ourselves. So, anyways, after a week or 2 weeks of doing DoorDash and getting situated and getting the kids in school and getting everything transferred, and I'm getting my doctors transferred and everything, um, I get a phone call. I'm like, hello? And my daughter's like, yeah, it's me, Ma. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I ran away. Why? Well, I heard you was in Georgia and I didn't want to stay there, and me and Grandma got into a fight and I ran away. I'm at my friend's house. She didn't say this friend was a boy. I'm at my friend's house. I told my friend's parents, everything, and they're cool with it. And I ran away. I said, well, Nevaeh, you have to go back to your grandma's house. Well, Ma, I told you if you hadn't come back down here that I was going to run away anyway. Yes, you did. And I told you don't do that. Well, I can't stand being at grandma's house. She be tripping. She be calling me all kind of names, locking me out the house. You know, um, she be yelling at me and she be trying to hit me. I said, yeah, Nevaeh, but you doing it the wrong way. You need to go home. Well, what do you want me to do? Because I don't want to go back there. I said, well, Nevaeh, if you don't want to go back there, you could reach out to CPS, you could reach out to the police, you could explain the situation and tell them, what you're going through. Yeah, but they won't listen to me. They won't listen to me. Well, Nevaeh, I told her straight like this. I said, me taking you from your grandma because you don't want to be there didn't work last time. She flipped the script on both of us and act like I was just some random bitch in the street. So I'm not doing that again. Well, Ma, I don't want to go back there. Why can't I just come with you? I said, it doesn't work that way. That's why. according to the cops and everybody else, it doesn't work that way. She finally went home. I hope y'all can hear me because last time I don't know what's going on with this phone. But she finally went back to her grandmother's house. She called the police. She called CPS. The CPS worker did tell her that, she had an open investigation on my mother, Yolanda. She said she was fully investigating her. Um, she told them what happened to her. Um, they made a police report. The police decided to take my mom's side and say nothing happened to her. How do you know that? They said they was gonna give her a lie detector test. She said, okay, fine. They didn't question my uncle. They didn't question Nevaeh properly. They instead talked to my mom instead of talking to the victim. That was fucking weird. They just, and the CPS worker did, like I said, she opened the case. She followed up with Nevaeh. She said she couldn't get the detectives to tell her anything. Um, she didn't do a great job. Okay, she didn't remove Nevaeh. She left Nevaeh there. She told Nevaeh, "Oh well, I'm gonna remove you." I hate this ugly phase of dreads. Anyways, I'm gonna remove you, and put you back with your mom. I'm working on it. That's what she kept telling Nevaeh. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So this went on for about 2 months. Meanwhile, Nevaeh's still running away. She ran away the next week because like I said, the CPS workers, the detectives, never came back. They never gave her any updates. She said my mother was still talking to my uncle after she made the allegations about him. Um, she said she still does to this day. Um, so they never investigated him. They never found him. Um, yeah. So they never put a warrant out for his arrest. And I tried to say something, and they told me I have no legal rights to say anything. So, yeah, it happened, and they don't give a fuck. Um, Meanwhile, my husband just got alleged to do something to my daughter, beating her, spanking her, and they locked him up. They put warrants out for him twice in the same name. They opened a whole CPS case, took my children, all of that. But my uncle, he gets to run the street. He gets to, just live his life, and it's okay. He raped a 13-year-old girl. It's fine. By the way, I have permission to say what I need to say. It's fine. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Because you know why? Because she was in the system when it happened. She was at my mother's house when it happened. And my mother was in the next room. She told my daughter that she doesn't believe her because her brother has health issues that wouldn't allow him to do such a thing. My uncle, mind you, had a wife, okay? And, you know, so that just tells you right there. They wasn't legally married. They were what they call common law, which I don't really see as a legal binding any fucking thing. But they were common law married for 10 years. So I don't, no, no ma'am. Okay. If he's still carrying a woman around, okay. That's all I got to say. Anywho, and the health issues. By the way, she said that he had was kidney disease, which doesn't stop anything in that area. Also, he had high blood pressure. He has uh, that's it, just kidneys and high blood pressure. And she said those are his health issues and the reason why he couldn't do such a thing because of his those health issues. That's what she told my daughter. So she don't believe her. She's a liar. Anyways, so she runs away again. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning. I have to go pick her up, and being that there was a restraining order that's no longer valid because the judge obviously seen it was bullshit and threw it away. Um, I couldn't be seen with her because of this restraining order, and they be done locked me up. But somebody has to go pick her. You think my mother was gonna pick her up? Fuck no. When she ran away the first time, my mother did not go get her. You know who brought her home? Her husband. Because the police told her if someone, well, not her husband, sorry, her boyfriend. Because if somebody didn't go pick her up, somebody was going to get locked up, and it wasn't going to be Nevaeh. So she sent her husband to go get her boyfriend, or whatever, to go get her. Then Nevaeh had to call her biological dad, I call him sperm donor, to send her money so he can pay for the gas to take her home. Okay. But these are the people that CPS let, have. Yeah, she's in a better place. Mm-hmm. Than her mom's house. Yep. Yep. They wouldn't even pick her up. Yeah. Mind you, she's been ran away for a week. She decided to call me because she's like, okay, now his mom is wondering what the hell is going on, and I haven't been to school in a week. So she said she told the mom, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and make a report against my grandma. I'm gonna go ahead and call the police. I'm gonna head and file a report on what happened to me. This is after a week of no school. So when the police show up there, they're about to lock up Yolanda, but then all of a sudden they hear about this unruly ass child who lied on her parents. But you still wouldn't remove her. They still would not remove her. And Yolanda clearly told them. She lied on her parents, so what makes you think she told the truth about her uncle? If she just admitted that she falsified fucking information to get my husband falsely accused, why the fuck didn't nobody remove her? Nobody did. You know what they said? Your grandmother told me that, so we don't believe you. You don't believe her, but you believe the fact that my husband did that, though. But you won't believe the fact that this man did this? Huh? Okay. This is the system. All right? The CPS worker, meanwhile, she's in the background. She's not doing shit. She said, what are the police doing? I'm not doing anything unless the police are doing something. I'm trying to get you removed. That's what she kept telling me. I'm trying. You just got to be patient. You just got to be patient. I want your grandmother to go down to the court because she has to go down to the court because she had a point. She had a point. She's from DeKalb County. Yolanda did not transfer the case to DeKalb County. So she had no business still being in DeKalb County when she was a Fulton County foster care child. She was supposed to transfer the case. Yolanda did not transfer the case to Fulton. From Fulton County to DeKalb County. So when she went to go put in the paperwork, she told Nevaeh, she was denied because the case had not been transferred. So she tried to get Yolanda to go ahead and go down to the courthouse in Fulton County to sign over her rights back to me. Every week she called Yolanda. Every week Yolanda had an excuse, or she has to go to the doctor, or she has to go take care of something with Waleed, or she has to go. Waleed, by the way, is my little brother. She has to go do something for my little brother. She has to go to the schoolhouse. She has to do this. She has to do that. Everything not to go to the courthouse. Eventually, she calls Nevaeh. She said, "Do you just want to close the case?" You know what my daughter says? Yeah, I guess so. That is a child that gives up. This is 2 months later. 2 whole months later. She calls her randomly and says, "Do you want to close the case?" I told my daughter, I said, that is where you messed up. That's where you messed up. I said, you wasn't supposed to tell her, yeah. You're supposed to say, what are you doing to get me out of this house? I don't care if it's 3 months later. What are you doing to get me out of this house? A little bit of it, my child has turned into this little girl who done decided, think about it. If I go back home, yeah, I'm online. Hey, Peanut. Hey, man.
Alright, Papa, I'm gonna lay you down.
It ain't
Go
happening.
back and sheep.
I ain't going back to sheep.
Lay and sheep.
I'm gonna get some Tata. Come here, Mama. You got Tata.
She got my own sweat. There you go. Sleep. Sleep.
What the hell you think you doing, Daddy? You ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I put you down twice. There you go. No.
No, I want Tata. Hey, Mama. Mama, you got Tata. I got interrupted, y'all, by a little person. I want Tata.
I just got the mandies too.
After this live, we're gonna go ahead and clean that room. Anywho, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so a little bit of it is my daughter knows if she comes with me, there's no more late nights, there's no more um coming home in the middle of the night, there's no more trying to chase boys. Like, she knows this. So a little bit of it, she don't want to come back to that because she likes the freedom that she has of being grown. But then the child kicks in. Okay, then the little teenager kicks in where I have to pay for food, I have to pay for transportation, I have to, uh, you know, be aware of my surroundings and the fact that I'm young, anybody can take me. That kicks in. The childhood kicks in. So then she goes, I would rather be home. And every child wants to be worried about. Every child wants to be, told not to do things. That's the whole part of being a child. That's why I told her, you have no parenting, which means you have nobody to worry about you. You have nobody to tell you, Nevaeh, you cannot stay out until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. You can't go to random boys' houses and not be able to afford to come back home. My mother literally gave her money to get on the bus just recently to go to the boy's house. And guess what? She couldn't figure out how she was going to get home. And I'm not in Georgia. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. So, back what I was. She doesn't have anybody to worry about her there. So when she came home, when she finally walked, okay, she took a 45-minute to an hour walk back to her house. When she finally walked back to her house from the little boy's granddaddy house, her grandmother didn't say shit. She opened the door, she let her in, and she didn't say a fucking thing. This has been like this for 5 fucking years. 5 years. Okay, so then after the whole case was closed and everything, my daughter kicked in again. She wanted to be a child. She missed having birthdays. She missed having a parent to worry about her. So she wants to come home again. We drive around to all the different courthouses. We go from Fulton County. But people will say, oh, well, you didn't do your footwork. Shit me. We drove to Fulton County Court. We drove to DeKalb County Court. Both of the courthouses. And if you go to DFAS, they're just going to send you to the courthouse. Both of them. Okay? So ain't no sense in doing that. We drove back and forth. Both of them. The Fulton County Courthouse look at her and said she's not old enough to tell you where she wants to go. She ain't old enough. Just like this. Just like this. Nasty as hell. Nasty as hell. I said, yeah, you were that 8-year-old girl and they, I think, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Yeah. Well, now you're 15. And they look at you like you a fucking grown, dumbass woman. You're not old enough. I don't care what you say. It's just how she looked at her. My daughter went off. Okay? I had to calm her down because I don't want to have to beat this grown ass lady butt in the courthouse and end up in jail. She went off. She said, why can't I choose where I went when I was 8 years old? Y'all wanted to listen to me and let me decide where I wanted to go. But now that I am 15, well, 14 years old, y'all don't want to hear what I say. You're not old enough. She said, but bitch, I was old enough back then. I said, Nevaeh, hush. I said, but the lady told me I could make a modification. She said, you can't. She rode around and they basically wouldn't listen to her. And they told her there's nothing you can do until you turn 18. I'ma end this out, y'all. I'll talk to y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.